Back to the first page we were asking you about, you made a determination that it would not be the mother's or father's policy, but the grandparents' policy if coverage was appropriate.
That's what it says.
Okay. And at that point in time, you were under the belief the Tennessee policy would pay less than the Kentucky policy if coverage was appropriate.
At that point in time, yes.
All right. Now, flipping back to explanations given to Mr. Howard, what I want to see is if you can help me out, because I'm not seeing it here. Did you explain to Mr. Howard your thought processes that you did not believe Michael was a resident of either the grandparents' house or his house, the Howard household?
No.
Okay. Was it in? Were you obligated to give them that explanation when you denied the claim?
I think I did.
Orally?
No, I think the letter's, I think the letter is sufficient to deny coverage to the Howards.
Well, the letter of March 23rd, 05, when you're writing to Mr. Howard, you say, I am of the opinion that on the day of the accident, your son was actually a resident relative of his grandparents, the Heath household. But today you're of the opinion...
So I'm denying coverage as to the Howards.
Okay. But did you deny coverage as to the Heaths?
No.
Never have?
I don't think so.
You've just denied payment, saying he's been fully compensated for the $45,000 under the Heath policy.
Correct.
Have you ever given an explanation to the Heaths in addition to Michael's fully compensated for his wrongful death for $45,000? Have you also told them, and in addition, we don't think there's coverage under the Heath policy because we don't think he was a resident there either?
I don't think so.
Did you do any calculations? Let's talk about the value of the claim, which you valued less than $45,000. Did you do any calculations to try to arrive at what you thought a wrongful death claim by Mr. Howard would be worth against the negligent driver of the vehicle?
Calculations? I wouldn't use that word.
Do you understand what I mean by calculations?
Yes.
Okay, so you did not do any calculations?
No, my objection to form.
Not in that form. No, I did not do any calculations.
Okay. Now, perhaps you want to share with me what you did do that's sort of like a calculation, but not a calculation.
It is based on experience handling wrongful death cases in situations such as this, what the average settlement would go for. I shouldn't use the word average, what a case is worth.
Did you not think there was some potential for the Howard estate to exceed the $45,000?
That I think there was a potential?
Yes.
There's a potential for anything.
Okay.
But in my mind, my judgment is the case was worth $45,000.
Okay. Do you think $45,000 was overpaying that claim by the tortfeasors?
I thought it was about
By
right.
the tort.
Tortfeasor, T-O-R-T-F-E-A-S-O-R.
I thought it was about right.
How would you calculate the damages in this case?
Pecuniary damages and any pain and suffering.
Okay, anything else?
That's it.
How do you calculate, what factors do you look at in pain and suffering?
The amount of pain and suffering. I mean, it's a simple explanation.
Well, I mean, you would look at the length of time and the degree of awareness of pain and that sort of thing?
Sure, certainly burns are worth more than sprains.
Yeah. What about the pecuniary interest that you're talking about? How do you arrive at an estimation on a person who's deceased, because nobody knows what they're going to or would have done, but...
Well, in this case, it was how the economic impact on the claimants. Did the deceased support them? To what degree?
Okay. The claimants being the parents?
The parents and or the grandparents, if indeed either policy were triggered.
Okay. Well, let's talk about those differences, because if it was under the Howard policy, would you look at how he would have supported his parents, and if it was under the grandparents policy, how he supported his grandparents?
Of course.
Okay. And how do you do the math, the calculations to arrive at a number? What factors do you consider?
Again, the contribution to the monetary contribution to the household,
Okay.
and any other contribution to the household, which may not be actually monetary, but like if he cut the grass for his dad, for instance, I don't know how to describe it.
Okay. So that you would value those services
Those services, yes, that's the word I'm looking
is
for.
what the market value would be for cutting the grass in that example.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what if he wasn't going to support his parents or his grandparents? If the evidence was he wasn't doing that and had no intention to, then the value would be close to zero or zero?
Objection to form.
Basically, yes.
You didn't mention funeral expenses. Do you know whether or not funeral expenses would be an
Yes,
additional element?
I apologize,
So
yes.
you missed that one.
That
but
would be an element.
All right.